So, rider weight, horse weight. We hear loads about it all the time, and it's a really, really, really important topic. But what I'm going to show you is it's not just rider weight. Sometimes it's rider and stuff weight. So I weighed myself. I'm at camp here, and lovely Spillers are here today with a weigh bridge. So I'm going to weigh myself, and I'm going to weigh Jude, and we're going to work out how much weight Jude can take and whether I'm too heavy for it. Not just me, but me and all the stuff that I bring along. So I weighed myself just before camp, and I was 58 kilos. I tend to between 57 and 59 kilos usually, and I'm about a UK size 10, size 8, depending. Big boobs, big arse, a little everything else. Anyway, and I'm 5'5", 4.5. So I'm here now. I'm going to put my riding stuff on. I've got my boots on, I've got my riding kit on, I've got some clothes on, and already just what I'm wearing now has added an extra 4 kilos to my weight. Boots, socks, pants, bra, stuff. So let's start adding some other things in and see how much that weighs. We have his bridle and his breastplate, which he doesn't need, but I do because I hang on to it. So it's more of a shit strap. And then his girth and my air jacket, because you know, and this is a really light air jacket, there's hardly anything to it. And then saddle. Holy shit. Never mind my horse again. And then his boot. So this is all the sort of stuff that my horse would wear when I'm riding. And it's nothing special. We've got stirrups, fairly lightweight saddle, simple saddle pad, simple girth, simple bridle, air jacket. And I'm now up to on here 75 kilos. That's still added. I'm not very good at maths now. Sort of 7 kilos to my weight. So 75 kilos. More than that, 17 kilos. So I'm really crap at maths. That's added, yeah. So like say I'm 58 kilos, 15, even say I was earning, 60 kilos. Yeah, that's added more than 15 kilos to my weight. Just the stuff that I put on my horse. So it's not just about you as a rider, weight. It's also about all the stuff that you have, your hat, your boots, your air jacket, your clothes, your bra, your pants. You know, how big are your pants? Now my horse has just been weighed on here, and he weighed 530 kilos. His ideal weight is about 515 kilos. So I'm going to go and do the math, which means actually, by the way, if his ideal weight is 515 kilos and he's actually 530 kilos, he's already carrying 15 kilos of extra weight before we even put the rider on board. So do we think, oh, it's okay, he's 530, we'll take 10, 15, 20% from that? No, we need to take it from his ideal weight, and we need to add on that extra weight that he's carrying. He's got a little fat pad behind his shoulder, and he's got a bit of a fat pad on his bum. Yeah, so he could do with losing a little bit of weight. So I'm going to go and do some maths, and I'm going to update you about whether I'm too heavy for my horse. And bearing in mind, I'm not a big person. I'm 5'4.5". I'm a size 8 to 10. I'm fairly slim. I've got big boobs and a big bum, but that's about it. And my horse is a 15-1 over height Connemara, so you'd think he's more than capable of carrying my weight, but we'll see. Maybe I'll need to go on a diet. I've done my calculations and I'll share them with you in a minute. But first of all, I'm just going to quickly say that there is not a lot of proper good peer-reviewed research done on like riders' weight and like the maximum weight horses should carry and the percentage and blah, blah, blah. And why is that? It's ethics. So to do a proper peer-reviewed study, you have to go through ethics committees, etc. Now, it's difficult ethically to test that sort of thing, because actually what you'd have to do is test them by putting people that we know are too heavy and to like adversely affect their performance or their comfort or their happiness, and so it's difficult to get that through ethics. But it has been done. There are some studies done, and the general consensus is anywhere between the horse's maximum weight is anywhere between 12 to 20% of its body weight. So some people say 12, some people say 15. The Trek rules are 18, but that body weight percentage is not just you and your body weight, it's also all the stuff you carry. So Jude's ideal weight, let's go by his ideal weight because that's the most important weight. His ideal weight is 515 kilos. Therefore, going by 15%, which I think we should go by with Jude because he's 20 years old, therefore he's not strong. He's fit enough, but he's not fit. I personally think 15% for him, knowing how he rides, knowing all of that stuff, I think that I am the top end of being okay for him. Now, 15% for him would be 77 kilos. Now, I've weighed in with all of my stuff at 75 kilos. So I'm borderline there. But then actually he's carrying a little bit of extra weight. So maybe I need to consider getting his little bit of extra weight off him. Now, Jude, if he was able to carry 20%, that would be nearly, well, no, it'd be just over 100 kilos. 100 kilos is like 14 stone something, 15 stone. There is no way on earth that Jude could carry 14 stone and be happy and comfy. No way at all. So this is what I mean. There are real variations. This is not me saying if you weigh more than 15% of your horse, you shouldn't ride. But I'm just saying, consider more than just you and your body weight. When you stood on the scales naked in the bathroom one morning, that is not the weight that your horse is carrying. So I think that everybody should just be really, really, really thoughtful of this. Go and Google the research that has been done about ride away, and you'll find lots of different ones, some good ones, some bad ones, and you'll, as with everything, if you look for what you're looking for, you'll find ones that say, hey, horses can carry 95% of their body weight, and other ones that say much less. But actually, I think, as someone that works in this industry and sees riders on horses all the time, I think 15% to 20%, and I think the 20% should only be on a really, really ideal weight, very fit, well-muscled horse, personally. I've asked a few times about whether we as the Society of Master Saddlers can do some research on this, and again, we're always met with this ethics as a thing. So bear that in mind when you're saying, well, there's not enough research, and, oh, well, we need, the research is outdated or whatever. Bear all of that in mind. Sorry, I'm getting chilly out here. Put my husband's jumper on. Bear all of that in mind, and just think that actually, just be really conscientious. Weigh yourself with all of your tack, all of your stuff that you wear, your hat, your gloves, your boots, your whip, your body protector, your everything, because you might be quite shocked at how much you weigh with everything, because I certainly was. And also get your horse weighed professionally, like I had Laura from Spillers. Get them weighed on a weigh bridge instead of relying on a weigh tape, because they can be really off. So get your horse weighed on a weigh bridge, find out what their ideal weight is, weigh yourself with all of your tack, and just be really a little bit more thoughtful, is my suggestion. Anyway, I'm going to go and put Jude on a diet, might put myself on a little one as well, and I'll see you soon. Lots of love.